أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Madam Chair, Commissioners, Lead Counsel, Assistant Lead Counsel, Council, viewers and listeners, members of the press, good morning and welcome back to our daily proceedings of this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. For our next item on our today's agenda, I now have the honor to yield the floor to Madam Chair. Madam Chair, over to you.
Auzu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I will now call on Honorable Fal to lead us in Muslim prayers and Honorable Joyner to lead us in Christian prayers. Thank you.
Auzu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa sallim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Amen. Holy Father, thank you for the beauty of the earth. Send us your rain of peace with purity and love. Let all hatred cease from our midst, as in the realms above. We pray thee, Abba, Father, arise and come in your great might. Revive our longing eyes which languish for your sight this day, henceforth, and even forevermore. Amen.
Good morning, Mr. Witness. Welcome. This Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters, you may stand here. Mr. Witness, to start with, what is your religion? Can you speak into the mic?
Muslim.
Okay. In which language do you wish to make your testimony?
English, please.
Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
Holy Quran.
Okay, Madam Chair, the witness wishes to swear by the Holy Quran. You hold the Holy Quran and repeat after me, please. I, Lamin Jassey, do swear that I'll speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. You may be kindly seated. Madam Chair, the witness has been sworn. I now have the honor to hand over the witness to you for us to proceed. Thank you.
morning, Mr. Jassey.
Morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you, ma.
Council, can we proceed?
Thanks. Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Mr. Jassey. Can you please state your full name?
My name is Lamin, Jassey.
Where do you live?
I live in Farato.
What is your occupation?
I'm the current finance director of Basi Area Council.
You provided a statement to the Commission.
Yes.
It's dated the 20th of December 2023.
Okay.
Let me just show you the statement so that you can confirm whether that's it. You also attached some documents to the statement.
Yes.
When you look at it, can you tell us where it first confirm that that is the statement and also where the originals of those documents are?
Yes, ma.
That's the statement that you provided?
Yeah.
And what about the documents that are attached? Where are the original copies?
Yeah, this is my document.
Yes, where are the originals?
I think the original was the one submitted.
Is what?
No,
sorry?
it was copied. The original is with the council in Janjanbureh.
Is with Janjanbureh?
Yes.
All right.
Sure.
Chairperson, I apply to tender the witness statement of Lamin Jassey, dated the 20th of December 2023, and the attached documents.
The witness statement of Lamin Jassey dated the 20th of December 2023 and the attached documents thereto are hereby admitted in evidence and marked as LGC/LJ/JAC/001.
As a commission, please, I'm grateful. Mr. Jassey, can you give us a brief summary of your educational background?
Yeah. Where will I start? I did my high school, my WASE at Methodist Academy, Brikama. From there on, I proceeded to Stratford College, where I did my diploma in banking and finance. From there on, I traveled to Ghana for further studies, where I did my university degree and other qualifications.
When did you travel to Ghana for your university degree?
Somewhere around 2014, 15, yeah.
From 2014?
Yeah.
And when did you complete your studies?
2019.
Okay. Which course was this specifically?
Banking and finance major.
And what certificate did you obtain?
At the university level, I got BSc.
Okay.
From there on, I did other executive courses.
So your undergraduate degree was from 2014 to 2019?
Yeah.
Okay. And when did you do these executive courses?
Somewhere between 2017 there and 2019.
Between 2017 and 2019?
Yeah.
Were they in-person classes or were they were in person?
Yeah.
Where did you do these courses?
I did my leadership course at Almond Institute.
Okay.
And then executive MBA in project management at Accra Business School.
Okay.
I also did my professional in Forex exchange.
Your professional what?
In Forex exchange.
Okay.
Yeah. Which one again?
So were all these courses in Ghana?
Yeah, of course.
And they were all in person?
Yeah.
Now, what's the entry requirement for the mini MBA courses?
BSc, please.
So at the time that you were doing the one in 2017, you hadn't yet obtained your BSc?
Yeah.
So how did you gain entry to do the course?
The entry was through a confirmation from my school that I'm currently on my BSc, which I have been admitted. So they gave me an offer to continue.
They gave them what?
An offer letter to continue with the executive MBA, which was 6 months.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I can't hear you very clearly, but is what you said that your university gave the other school clearance for you to do the course?
Yeah.
Even though you did not have a BSc?
No, it's not. The qualification is you have to be admitted at the BSc level first. You understand?
No, so because I asked you what was the entry requirement and you said it was a BSc.
Yes.
Okay, so that's different from being enrolled to study a BSc.
Exactly.
Right. So how did you get, or how did you bypass that requirement?
No, not like bypass.
If the entry requirement is a BSc, does that not mean you need to have a BSc?
No, it doesn't mean you need to be admitted at the BSc level.
When you say the entry requirement is a BSc, what does that mean?
I mean, what I'm trying to say there is...
No, I know what you're trying to say,
Okay.
but I'm asking you what you said.
Yeah,
so when you said that the entry requirement is a BSc, what does that mean?
What I'm trying to say there is...
No, what does that mean?
It means you have to be admitted at the BSc level. You need to be going to university first.
So
whether
if
you have finished or not, yeah.
So if you're applying for an MBA and it says the entry requirement is a BSc.
It's a different case.
No, I'm asking you what you said and not what you mean.
Okay.
So if the entry requirement is a BSc, what does that mean?
It means that you need to have the qualification.
It means
first.
you have a BSc?
Yes.
Okay, so that's an entirely different thing
It's a
from
different
saying
thing,
that you
yeah.
were enrolled
Yeah.
to study, right?
Sure.
Okay, so now you're saying that the entry requirement is not actually a BSc, it's that you need to be enrolled
yeah.
to. Okay. Do you have the offer letter you got from the, is it Alman?
Yeah, I should have them, but I don't specifically know where I place them, but I can still
Can
make a
you
follow-up.
note it down to search for it?
Yeah.
And also the letter that was written by the university to clear you to start the mini MBA.
No, that would be my acceptance letter from the university.
Okay, so let's see your offer. Write it down, please, for your offer letter.
Thank you.
And is that the case for both of the mini
Yes.
MBAs?
Yes.
Are the schools in any way affiliated?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay. So you said you completed your studies in 2019.
Yeah.
What month?
It will be somewhere around September, I believe.
September 2019?
Yeah, I cannot tell anyway.
When did you return to the Gambia?
I came back to Gambia in 2019. Yes, 2019, 2020.
Yes, what month?
December. It was in December, I believe.
So you said in your statement that you worked at JA Oil as a finance and administration officer for 6 months in 2019.
Yes.
So at what point in 2019 did you start working for them?
In 2019, I think I came somewhere around, it was in the rainy season, I can recall. That will be around May, June.
You just said you returned to Gambia in December of 2019.
Yeah, that must be a misstatement then. But I came, it was in the rainy season, I believe. Yeah, so the time I came back, I was there, we did not graduate at that particular year. The certification is supposed to be done in 2020. We finished exams. So I came back finally. So I was like, before sitting around, let me just go and get myself occupied somewhere. And that's how I joined JAOL.
Do you have your employment letter from JAOL?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have it here?
No, I'm not.
Could you note it down to provide us a copy, please?
Okay.
Yeah. So you started working at JAOL sometime, did you say around June, July?
Yeah, it will be around June, July onwards, yeah. I cannot specify unless I checked on the employment letter.
And when did you leave?
Somewhere around December. Yeah.
And when did you work for Restart Project?
After I left JAOL, I joined the Restart Project somewhere around January, February.
Of which year?
2020, I think. I'm not that much good with dates unless I check on the document, but it will be within that area, 2020.
Would you have received an employment letter?
Yes.
All right, so if you can provide us with a copy of that.
Okay.
Now, did you say Restart Project is under GAM Jobs?
Yeah, it was GAM Jobs pilot project.
Okay. And you said you served as Regional Finance Manager for North Bank region at NANA.
Yes.
When did you start that position?
That will be somewhere around 2021.
Pardon?
I mean, it will be somewhere around 2021.
You started that in 2021?
Yes.
So what did you do between... Okay, so you said Restart Project was January, February 2020.
Yes.
And you did that for 6 months.
Mm.
So what did you do between that project and NANA?
After that pilot project, I was trying to initiate some businesses for myself that I can focus on.
Okay.
I was doing that research and other stuff.
So you started NANA in 2021?
Yes.
But you said you worked there for a year?
Yeah.
Do you know when you started, when you left?
It was 1 year interval anyway. I started somewhere around February, March, towards December.
You also stated in your witness statement that you started working in Janjanbureh in 2021.
Yes.
So how do you work in two places at the same time?
No, this project elapses, and then I applied for the position of the. We'll get there anyway. Sorry. NANA could be 2020.
If NANA is 2020, how is Restart Project 2020 as well?
Yes. Between NANA and Restart, they are almost at the same time because I left Restart and then joined NANA. From NANA, I joined Council.
Yeah, so we're trying to ascertain your timeline.
Yeah, the dates, anyway, I have issues with dates, but all those documentations are there. I'll provide it to the Commission for you to verify.
Can you note it down, please?
Yes, please.
The employment letter for NANA.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you were internal auditor for Janjanbureh Area Council in 2021.
Yes.
Now, how did you get this job? Did you apply for the position?
Yeah, I applied.
Okay. And who did you apply to?
I applied through the council itself.
You applied to the council itself?
Yes.
How did you know about the job?
I came to know about the job through a colleague, the
Which
former
colleague?
Alajimane, the former director of finance at Janjanbureh.
How is he a colleague?
We worked together for a while at Janjanbureh, so I think that qualifies.
Pardon?
I mean, we worked together for a while at Janjanbureh.
Yes, so before you worked together at Janjanbureh Area Council or in Janjanbureh?
At Janjanbureh Area Council.
Okay, when was that?
I think it's 2021. That is 2021, Janjanbureh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where did you know him from before Janjanbureh Area Council?
Alajimane, I knew him at an interview. The time they advertised for that particular position, the director of finance at Janjanbureh Area Council, that's where we met for the first time.
When was that?
I think I have to provide those documents, but maybe that can ascertain. I don't want to give dates that are not accurate.
So when did you apply for the did you apply for the position director of finance?
Yes.
Would that be between your jobs or before or after?
After Nana.
So Nana was the last position you held before Janjanbureh Area Council?
Yes.
Okay, so did you apply for the position of Director of Finance before you applied for the position of Internal Auditor?
Yes, I applied for the position of Director of Finance.
Okay. Now, where did you apply for that position?
At the Ministry of Local Governments and Lands.
In Banjul?
In Banjul, yeah, correct.
Okay. So, did you go for an interview?
Yes.
For the position of Director of Finance?
Yes.
Okay. And what happened?
After applying for the position, they called us for interview for like 2 occasions. The first one we went, me and Alajimane. That was the first time of us meeting. The interview could not hold that day. And then the second time also we went. The interview could not hold on that day also. And the third time they called, that was when we do the interview.
Okay. And what happened?
We did the interview. But initially it was 2 of us that have been going for the interview, like the first and the second sittings.
Okay.
Yeah, but the third one is when Lamin joined us.
Okay.
That was the day the interview took place.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Alajimane got the position?
Yeah, Alajimane got the position.
And did they send you a letter to say you were not successful?
No.
How did you know you weren't successful?
Because I was not called. I was there for a while, and then Alaji texted me that he's at Janjanbureh working. I was like, wow, they have called you. He said, yes, they have called me. Don't they send you any letter? I told him, no, I did not receive any letter as of now.
Mr. Jassey, can you speak up a bit because we are not getting you clearly?
Okay.
Thank you.
What was the question again?
I asked you whether they did not notify you in writing that you did not get the position.
Yes, they did not.
Okay. So you're saying that you heard about the position for internal auditor from Alajimane?
Yes.
Was it advertised anywhere?
No, he told me that they are headhunting for that particular position.
That they're headhunting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the council was going through some reform processes that he wants someone capable to assist him in doing some of those.
Okay, so so take us through the application process for this position.
Yeah, so he didn't ask me whether I would be interested in that particular position.
Okay.
I told him, okay, because I was doing some business activities. I was like, okay, let me check, and then I'll get back to you. From there on, I did few consultations. So I said, okay, let me give it a try. I called him that, okay, I will come. But I was informed that the position is within the CEO's level. That is from grade 1 to grade 6, grade 5, something like that. So whether I would like to take the offer, I told him that, yeah, it's fine, because as of now, I think I'm more focused on my business researches and orders, which are not going as planned. But I can come and assist for the meantime and let's see what happens.
Did he tell you what the salary would be at that time?
Yeah, the salary, at that time, I was not focused on the salary side anyway.
Yeah, but did he tell you?
No, he said it was between grade 1 and then grade 5.
Did you know what the salary for positions between grades 1 and 5 were?
That will be less than 5,000 anyway.
Okay, so you knew that the salary would be less than 5,000?
Yeah, of course, of course.
So how did you apply?
I then sent my application letter,
Okay.
address it to the CEO of the council. So from there on, I think they also do their activities, which I don't know anyway.
Were you called for an interview?
Yes, I was called for an
Who
interview.
interviewed you?
The CEO himself.
Who was the CEO at that time?
It is Passet Sise.
Only the CEO?
Yeah, I have this interaction with the CEO, yes.
Okay, so what happened after the interview?
No, after that interview, I came back. So they called me that the offer letter is out. So I went for the offer letter. That's how I started.
Do you have a copy of the offer letter?
Yeah, I have to check on that for that one. Yeah.
Please note it down. And I take it the offer letter was from Janjanbureh Area Council
Sure.
itself?
Sure.
So you said in your statement that you were appointed at grade 3.1 as internal auditor.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So when you started, I want to ask you when you started, but I have a feeling
No,
you're
for
going to say
dates-
dates are an
yeah,
issue.
That's our
Okay.
issue.
So when you started
Mhm.
at Janjanbureh Area Council as internal auditor,
Mhm.
was there a unit in place?
You know, there was no unit.
Were you the only staff in that unit?
Yes. And then I was supported by one intern also.
By who?
An intern. They are from UTG, so they came for internship, and they found me there. That's why we take it up from.
Who was this intern?
Mohammed Baji. If you can look at the document, there are two pictures there. That's me and him, who were on that assessment.
Mohammed Baji.
Yeah, correct.
Was he there when you went, or did he come subsequently?
No, he came and met me there. Like
After
it
about
was
how
the
many
same
months?
period anyway. It's less than 2 months anyway.
So as internal auditor, what was your function?
My function is to assess risk within the council and put up recommendations.
Was that your only function?
No, and
Okay,
also
what else
check on
did you do?
any financial transactions within the council.
So did you vet any financial transactions
Yes.
at the council?
Yes,
Okay. That would be within the 6-month period that you worked there.
sure.
Were all the payment vouchers passing through your office?
Yes,
Okay. And were you signing off on them?
yes.
Okay, what was the process?
When the transactions are done, they will send the payment voucher to my office to verify whether all the documentations and the value for money is all in place. So if I confirm that, I'll just sign and pass it to.
Okay, so
The
how do you
accounts.
confirm that there's value for money in those transactions?
Yeah, I do make phone calls to confirm.
You make what?
Phone calls to confirm.
To whom?
The vendors probably, if this payment of goods and services also.
So can you be more specific? Which of the vendors do you call?
No, for that one.
No. So if you have a payment voucher in front of you and you have several receipts, or you have a receipt for it, who are you calling? Which vendor are you calling?
For example, if a transaction is done and then they pass me the voucher, I'll call on the number on the receipt to verify.
To verify that they provided a receipt?
Yes. No, not to verify that whether that service is actually done and then the amount stated is been paid or not. Stuff like that.
Have you had instances where the vendor that you've called has said that those services were not provided?
No.
Because they're expecting payment, right?
Possible, I cannot tell.
So do you think that they'll tell you no?
I cannot comment on that anyway.
So realistically, someone has provided an invoice or a receipt and they're expecting you to pay them. How are you able to tell that there's value for money in that particular transaction? How can you tell whether the receipt or the invoice is not overstated?
Yeah, mostly they're supposed to be market research. And
Okay.
you know the levels of, the prices of stuff that are available. So
Okay.
when, like for example, if you told me that this thing is costing $2,000, it's never possible. So stuff like that you can able to gauge.
So those are very extreme circumstances.
Yes.
So I'm talking about the regular circumstances. You're saying you called the vendor to ask whether they provided this particular service
Yes.
and either whether they're expecting payment or where they paid.
No, mostly they are paid.
Mostly they're paid.
Yes.
Okay.
Mostly they are paid.
Have you had calls to work on payment vouchers provided by, or payment vouchers for Dembo Jikine?
Dembo Jikine, yes.
Okay. So can you tell us about those?
But
How did you establish value for money or
no.
other things?
Okay, in Dembo Jikine's case, the prices are already determined.
The what?
The prices are already determined.
Okay.
Like, for example, if the council have an agreement with Dembo that the fuel price is $50, you understand? So Dembo, they'll issue him a check where Dembo will be supplying them that amount of fuel at that price of $50. So when
sorry, go ahead.
So when the fuel get exhausted, they will reconcile with Dembo and then issue another check. That's how it is mostly done.
Does the council have an agreement with Dembo Jikine?
Yes, there was an agreement.
What date was that agreement?
No, I found the agreement there.
You found the agreement there in
Yes.
2021?
Yes.
It's a written agreement?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so does that agreement state the prices of fuel?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so how do you know that the prices he's quoting is the correct price?
No, the prices are mostly discussed and then agreed upon.
Okay.
Yes.
So those vouchers, so wait, you're saying that the council will issue a check to Dembo,
Yes.
say for 50,000, and then they use up that fuel
Yeah.
before they issue another check. So they're paying in advance for fuel?
Yeah. For Dembo's case, it's different. Sometimes he will even loan us fuel. If we have money, we pay him.
So what was the difference in price between Dembo's fuel and fuel at the gas station?
Yeah. For example, in Janjanbureh, if the fuel at the petrol station is 75, the vendors in Janjanbureh will make it at 80 or so.
Okay.
So, but the council have this agreement with Dembo that Dembo will put down the price from 85 to from 80 to maybe 78 or 76, somewhere around that end.
Can you provide us with a copy of the agreement that the council has with Dembo Jikine?
Okay, for that one, I'll make consultations to see whether it is currently there.
Whether it is what?
Whether it's there currently.
Where should it go?
No, I don't know whether it will be there, but I'm saying like I'll make consultations and see how it
Yes,
is.
kindly
Yes.
provide it. So you said that you resigned from Janjanbureh Area Council.
Yes.
Why was that?
That was somewhere around, let me forget the date issue.
Pardon?
I said I wanted to give a date, but I don't want to take that risk. Yeah, I left Janjanbureh to
Okay.
pursue some personal goals.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you do between the time when you left Janjanbureh as internal auditor and when you became director of finance?
Yeah, that time, like I said previously, I was doing a research to develop a business. I was working on to establish a stock exchange with a few friends, so we were busy on that. When that one did not work, we focused on microfinancing. But that one also didn't went well, so from there on, I was just hanging around.
Now, did you or were you at the time that you were being employed as internal auditor told that they would try to get you a higher position when
Never.
you came in?
Never.
Okay. And as internal auditor, I would assume that you had you had access to a copy of the establishment register,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
you would know what the various grades are for each position.
Yes.
And
Of course.
internal auditor is not grade 3, right?
Yeah, at that moment, that was my offer.
That was your offer.
Yes.
But on the establishment register, did you see that that was not the position?
No, it's the same thing.
It's grade 3.1?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you provide us with a copy of the establishment register for that period?
See? Okay. I'll see whether I can have access to it.
Now, so you were at Janjanbureh Area Council around April 2021.
Yes. No. April 2021.
Yes.
For dates, unless I confirm.
Pardon?
I mean, for dates, unless I confirm, please.
Okay, because you said that you started at Nana in 2021, February or March.
Yeah.
But as at April 2021, you were already a staff of Janjanbureh Area Council.
Okay.
Now, are you aware of a letter that was written to the ministry requesting for you to be appointed as a temporary budget officer?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
So that means that you were at the council at that time?
No, that time I was the internal auditor.
Yes.
Yes. Of course.
So, as internal auditor,
Mm.
the council was applying for you to be made budget officer, temporary budget officer.
Yes.
Why was that?
No, I think we have capacity gaps there. Like I said previously, they were working on reforms. So they brought me in order to assist on those.
Right.
Yeah.
So how long were you internal auditor before they tried to make you a budget officer?
No, it was the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there were capacity gaps.
Yeah, serious
right?
capacity gaps. So
Now, who was going to be in your office if you left to be budget officer?
budget officer. I think there will be no one there because I was the only one at the audit.
So would that not just create another gap?
Yeah, of course it will be.
Okay. So what was the explanation that was given to you about that?
There was no explanation. For me, I was thinking that it will be an added responsibility.
You were thinking.
Yes.
Did you get any assurance
That it will be added responsibility?
rather than a different position?
Yeah, of course, because what was happening is that we cannot leave that particular position vacant like that. So one have to man it.
So was there, maybe I should answer. When did they get a budget officer?
No, there was no budget officer.
Okay, so did you see the letter that was written to the permanent secretary?
No, I did not see the letter in particular.
Okay. Now, so you were aware that the Ministry of Lands said that they couldn't appoint you as budget officer?
No,
You weren't aware?
never.
They never told you why you weren't
No,
budget officer?
that budget officer thing, to me, I was thinking that it's an added responsibility, not
So
like
I'm
a
asking you,
full
were you
appointment.
aware that the ministry did not
No,
agree?
I was not aware. I was not even aware that they have written to the ministry in regards to that position.
I had asked you whether you were aware.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Now, were you aware that there was a request to the ministry requesting for you to be appointed as internal auditor temporarily.
Yes.
And this was after you'd already been appointed internal auditor.
No, I'm not sure about that.
Let me show you some letters. Is that a letter from Janjanbureh Area Council?
Yes.
And is that Pasit Sisse's signature?
Yes.
Can you tell us the date of the letter and the heading?
The letter is dated on the 23rd of April, 2021.
Okay,
Request for the temporal appointment of an internal auditor.
thank you.
Yes.
Chairperson, I apply to tender the letter identified by the witness as from Janjanbureh Area Council dated 23rd April 2021.
A letter dated the 23rd of April 2021 addressed to the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Local Government and Lands. Said letter is signed by Pasit Sisse, CEO of Janjanbureh Area Council, and is copied to Governor CRR, Chairperson Local Government Service Commission, Chairperson Janjanbureh Area Council, Director of Finance. The letter is headed Request for the Temporal Appointment of an Internal Auditor. The said letter is admitted in evidence and marked as LGC/LJ/JSC/002.
As the Commission, please, I'm grateful. Mr. Jassey, could you please read the content of that letter?
Okay. I hereby recommend the temporal appointment of Mr. Lamin Jassey as an internal auditor, grade 5.1, for onwards transmission of the Local Government Service Commission. Attached are CVs and certificates.
Okay. So is there a reason why they're writing for your appointment as internal auditor when you were already appointed?
No, this letter, I cannot tell whether I was in already or before. But what happened is that I'm not aware of this other one.
But you were already internal auditor when they wrote to apply for you to be budget officer?
Yes.
Okay. So let me show you this letter. Can you confirm that that's the Janjanbureh Area Council letter and is signed by Pasit Sisse?
Yes.
Okay, can you give us the date and the heading?
The date is 15th of April, 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the heading?
The heading is Request for Temporal Appointment of Budget Officer.
Thank you. Chairperson, I apply to tender the letter of Janjanbureh Area Council signed by Pasit Sisse dated the 15th of April 2021.
letter dated the 15th of April 2021, addressed to the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Local Government and Lands. The said letter is written by Pasit Sise, the CEO of Janjanbureh Area Council, and is copied to the Governor CRR, Chairperson, Local Government Service Commission, Chairperson, Janjanbureh Area Council, Director of Finance, with the heading request for the temporal appointment of a budget officer. And they said, attached to the said letter there too, copies of certificates and transcripts of Mr. Lamin Jassey. The said letter with the attachments are hereby admitted in evidence and marked as LGC/LJ/JAC/003 in evidence.
As a commission, please, I'm grateful. You give it to the witness. Mr. Jassey, can you also read the contents of that letter?
Okay. I hereby recommend the temporal appointment of Mr. Lamin Jassey, Budget Officer Grade 5.1, for onward transmission to the Local Government Service Commission. Attached are the CVs and certificates.
So they wrote so that you could be a budget officer on the 15th of April 2021, and you were already a staff.
Okay.
Is that the case, or is that not the case?
This April, I'm not sure I was with.
So you don't even need to get the dates.
Yes.
You already confirmed that you were already a staff when they wrote for you to be budget officer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the dates here. This April.
Were you a staff when they were going to make you budget officer, or were you not a staff?
I don't think I was a staff by this time.
So then how did you know they wanted to make you budget officer?
No, I was informed while I was there after being appointed.
Exactly, so you
Yes.
were already appointed as internal auditor.
Yes, but
So-
I don't know whether this particular April I was already there or not. Yeah, I cannot tell unless I confirm.
They would only apply for you to be made budget officer whilst you're an employee, right?
I cannot tell on that.
Are you able, you've worked at the council, right?
Yes.
So are they able to employ somebody in a position without that person applying for a position?
No, it's not possible.
Okay. So the only way that they can write to the ministry to say, we want this staff to be made, to be given another position is if that person is already a staff.
Yes.
Okay. So you were already a staff when they wrote for you to be budget officer.
Unless I confirm, please.
Were you a staff or were you not staff?
I once worked there, but the duration, that's what I'm trying to be careful of
You
here.
have said that the only way that they can write to the ministry for you to be made budget officer is if you're a staff.
Yes.
Okay. So the only way they wrote to the ministry to make you a budget officer is because you were a staff.
Okay.
Now, the date on which they wrote for you to be budget officer was 15th of April 2021. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what is on the letter, yeah.
Okay. So then the other letter in which they wrote for you to be internal auditor, can you check that letter, please?
The letter is taken.
Did you give it back? Can you please hand it to the witness? They wrote
Yes,
for you to
this
be
one is
internal auditor on the
23rd.
23rd of April 2021,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay. And 23rd of April 2021 came after 15th of April 2021.
Yes.
Okay, so there's some discrepancy in your employment,
Yeah,
right?
not this April thing. I don't think I was with council by that time itself. That's what I'm saying.
Mr.
Unless I confirm on my appointment letter that was issued to me.
Mr. Jassey?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you ever get any responses from the ministry, or were you ever told why they didn't make you any of these things?
No, I was not informed.
Do you have a relationship with Pastor Cisse?
No.
When was the first time you met him?
But that was the first time I went for that interview for the internal auditor.
So what would you say your relationship with Pastor Cisse was?
I never know Pastor Cisse before that date.
I'm asking you about generally. What would you say your relationship with him was like?
Currently,
At the time that you worked with the council?
it was cordial anyway.
And what about now?
It's still cordial.
Okay. Can I please have those letters back? When you were applying for the position of Director of Finance of Janjanbureh Area Council, how did you know about that position?
A friend saw it on the newspaper,
Okay.
and then snapped it and sent it to me on WhatsApp.
Your colleague Alaji Mane didn't tell you about it?
No, I don't know Alaji Mane before that day.
But he knew you enough to tell you about an internal auditor position.
Yes, that was when we have been meeting Adamba at the interview panel for like 2 occasions. So we were having these
And you worked
interactions.
with him when you went to the council?
Yes.
Okay. So did you leave before he left?
Yeah, I left before he left.
Okay. And you didn't keep in touch after that?
Yeah, we do chat, but not that frequent. But we do communicate.
Did he tell you when he was leaving the council?
Yes, he informed me.
Okay. So you knew that the position was vacant?
Yeah, he informed me that he will be leaving. Yeah, and then they need someone qualified for that particular position, whilst I was also busy on my activities. Yeah.
So how long after you left as internal auditor did Alaji Mane leave the council?
It is less than a year anyway.
Less than a year?
Yeah, I believe.
Less than 6 months?
I cannot tell to be specific, but it's within a year anyway.
You cannot tell because what?
I cannot be specific about the duration, but I'm not sure it exceeds 1 year.
Sorry, you keep talking and moving your face away from the mic, so I don't hear all of what you're saying.
Okay, what I'm saying here is I cannot say to be specific that whether it's this month or that month, but it's within 1 year.
So you can't say whether it's within 6 months?
No, I cannot.
Okay. So when you saw the advertisement for the position, what happened? What did you do?
Yeah, I applied
Okay. Who did you apply to?
at the ministry.
Okay. And tell us how that went.
I wrote my applications and attachment.
Okay.
I took it there for submission. Yeah, and then submitted. It took like some few months before they get back to us.
About how many months?
For timeline, for that one, forget it. But it's like some few months anyway. It's less than 6 months anyway.
Okay, so within 6 months they got back to you to tell you what?
That we are shortlisted for interview.
Okay, who were you shortlisted with this time?
I only met Alaji Mane there, so I believe that it was only me and Alaji Mane who were shortlisted.
Alaji Mane was shortlisted for the position of Director of Finance?
Sure.
Was he not already Director of Finance?
There are 2 scenarios here. You mean the
We're
first one or
talking
the
about
second
your
one?
position as Director of Finance?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
You said you saw that your friend sent you a picture of the advertisement.
No, that one is a different thing. I was thinking about the first appointment, the first interview we did with Alaji Mane. You understand?
There was the second position for Director of Finance.
Exactly.
We're talking about that position,
That
which
was
is
when
why
Alaji
I
Mane
asked you
left.
about
Yes.
Alaji Mane and whether he didn't tell you about the position
Yes,
and
he
when
told
he
me.
left.
He told
Okay,
me.
so now let's start again. How did you know about the position of Director of Finance that you were appointed to?
Okay, Alaji Mane informed me that he's leaving council. He got another job offer where he wanted to go
He
to.
got another job where?
Yes.
Mr. Jassey, please speak into the microphone so that we
Yes,
hear
he
what you are
got
saying.
another job offer where he wanted to go, and then the position there is vacant.
Yes.
Yes, so he is building up a system at Janjanbureh that he don't want the system to collapse like that, because as he said, he took council at a very horrible position. So he was working on reforms that he wanted it to continue. So he asked me that whether I'll be interested in that position while I was busy with my other business activities. I told him, for now, I have to talk to my people again to see what is best for now. Because at that time, I was thinking of leaving the country itself.
Okay. So what happened next?
Yeah, from there on, it took like some weeks or month also. Yeah, he called me and I told him, yeah, I'll be interested, I think. But let's see how it goes. I asked him to give me some time, which he did.
You asked him what?
To give me some time, whether I'll be interested in that position, because it is something that I was thinking about seriously. Yeah, so I get back to him that, okay, it's fine. I would like to come and see what's up, but I cannot stay for longer period with councils. You understand? So he was like, okay, just come and make sure that everything is straight. And that's what I did. I applied. From there on, I get called from the ministry that my appointment is out, which I then went to collect and then proceed.
So let me be clear. You applied for the position of Director of Finance. Where did you send that application?
At the ministry, of course.
It's not, of course. You were told by Alhaji Mani
Yes,
about the position. So
that
as
is
far as
vacant, yeah.
Yes, and that you should apply.
Yes.
Did you ever see the advertisement for the position?
No, the position was not advertised. I don't
It
think
was
so.
not advertised.
I'm not sure. I'm not aware of it anyway.
Okay. So you sent a written application to the ministry?
Yes.
Okay. And were you interviewed?
Yes. No, I was not interviewed. No.
Okay.
Because I've already done the interview previously, so it's like a continuation process.
Did the same people who applied the first time apply the second
No,
time?
no.
So I don't understand that statement about you already did the interview before.
I mean, like, to my understanding was, okay, I was there previously, so probably they are looking for a suitable candidate for this position while the advertisement have been done previously, and then this guy is not staying longer, so I was invited.
So as far as you're aware, there was no interview for this position of Director of Finance
Yeah, at
this
that
second
moment,
time?
yes.
And you don't know anybody else who applied for it?
No, I'm not aware.
Okay. Can you provide us with the letter that was issued to you?
Appointment letter, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, at what grade were you appointed?
As Director of Finance,
Yes, Mr. Jassey.
grade 12,
Grade 12.
yes.
Now, I'm just curious as to why you would leave a grade 12 position. Not that you would leave it, but you applied for a grade 12 position, lost it, and agreed to work at a grade 3 position.
Yes.
How did you picture this factoring into your career progression?
Yeah, no, to my career, I was thinking I was in the right direction because, like I said, I have plans.
You have what?
I have plans.
Yeah, so that's why I'm asking
Yeah.
you, how did this factor in grade 12 versus grade 3 in terms of your career progression?
No, at that time, I was not having this money issue in my mind. I was just focused. I was single, not married, so I have no pressure.
Yes, so I'm not asking about money. I'm asking about career progression.
Yeah,
right?
to me.
So you had at the time you applied for
Yes.
the first time for Director of Finance, you had a degree,
Yes,
you had 2 mini MBAs,
Yes.
you had other certificates.
of course.
Now, the internal auditor, is the internal auditor required to have a degree?
No.
Okay. So one would assume that the responsibilities of both offices are vastly different.
Yes, of course.
And I want to think that, as you said, you have plans. So where you start off at is important.
Yes.
Okay. So you started off as an internal auditor at grade 3, and I'm not talking about the financial benefits. You started off as an internal auditor at grade 3 instead of a director
Yeah.
of finance at grade 12.
Sure.
So how did this factor into your career progression plans?
That time I was only thinking of my CV
That's exactly why I'm asking you,
Yes.
because I'm thinking of your CV.
Exactly. Those are
Okay.
some of the things I was trying to factor in my CV. Yeah, that's why I took that appointment actually.
Your job at Nana,
Yes.
how much were you paid when you were leaving?
Now it was a project. We were paid,
How much were you paid?
above 20.
So you were paid about 20,000?
Yes.
Okay. And the job at, what was the one before Nana? GAM jobs?
Yes.
How much were you paid when you were leaving?
Gum jobs is within 6, 7, 8, somewhere around that end.
So between 6,000 and 8,000 a month.
Yeah.
So you progressed from there to Nana, where you were being paid about 20,000 a month.
Yeah. Above.
And, pardon?
20,000 above.
And above a month, right? And then you wanted to do business because you had plans for yourself and
Yeah.
you wanted to
Serious.
progress. Now you dropped from there to internal auditor at grade 3. So that's why I'm asking you, what was your career progression plans?
Yeah. For that, I wanted to have that audit background also on my CV.
So why did you not apply to an audit office?
Well, no, I did not apply to national audit.
No, I
because
know you
that
didn't.
time-
I'm just asking you. So
Yeah.
if you wanted to have an audit background on your CV, why did you not apply to an audit office?
My plan was not to actually work for people. I was more of a business minded. But since this opportunity came in, I was like, okay, it's fine. Let me give it a try and see what will happen.
So where did you live when you were an auditor?
I live in Janjanbureh.
Okay. And
Yes.
did you rent?
Yes, I rent.
Were you paying for that rent, or was
Yes.
the council paying for it?
I was paying it.
Okay. How much were you renting for?
It's less than 2,000.
Less than 2,000.
Yes.
Out of your 5,000 salary.
Yes.
So where you lived in Farato, did you pay rent?
No.
So why would you leave somewhere where you have free accommodation to go to somewhere where you pay 2,000 a month to earn 3,000 a month?
Yes. Like I said, I have plans. I purposely go to Janjanbureh for a reason, which is to build myself, my capacity, and then my CV also.
So if that was the case, why did you apply for the position of Director of Finance afterwards?
That the Director of Finance was shown to me, so I was like, okay, it's fine. It's
No,
still
but I
the
mean,
same.
you know, you're not looking for the money.
No, money is never my
Yes,
problem.
and
so-
you were okay with being an internal auditor when you didn't get Director of Finance.
Yes, of course.
So why did you want it again?
Which one?
Director of Finance.
Yes, like I said, and the proposal to me was they are building a system, but that they think I can handle perfectly.
How would they know you can handle it perfectly?
Yeah,
You never
because-
worked as a Director of Finance.
Yes, I've worked with them, and then like my track records are all clean. So,
Your track records are clean. In what
Yes.
sense?
but wherever I work, I do my level best to make sure
So
that.
that's not what I. Your track records are clean. In
Yeah.
what sense? I want to assume that most people that go to work do their level best, right? So you've never been a Director of Finance, am I right?
No, yeah, but I've been a
Okay,
regional
so you were
finance
internal
manager.
auditor.
Mhm.
Now, what about your track record being clean made the Director of Finance think that you would be good for that position?
Yeah, I've experience in that side. I've been managing an entire region,
You've been managing what?
the finances of an entire region.
The finance of an entire region.
Yes.
Where was that? Nana?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
So, which give me at least an edge.
Which what?
Which give me at least an edge and over how to call it, understanding.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you were at the council as internal auditor, did you do any finance work?
Yeah, of course. Sometimes I do assist and then see.
You assisted who?
I mean, sometimes I do assist like other assignments in relation.
So can you give us examples of those assignments?
No, I cannot recall on that anyway.
No, but you're trying to establish that, you know, they knew about your,
Potentials, yes.
yes, as a finance director. So I'm sure you can remember, because you seem to remember some things conveniently and others you don't.
No, the things I cannot remember are mostly dates.
Okay, so this is not
And
a
then
date.
some other minor
These are
activities.
tasks. So if you worked, and this is not that long ago, so I'm sure you can tell us a few
Yeah,
tasks.
I
that
do
you have
normally
done.
go to the finance office where the accounts are. to check on some of their documentations, whether they are doing it accordingly, and then some supporting documents also.
So isn't that as part of your duties as internal auditor?
Yes, it's also
Okay, so
part of my
those are
duties.
not finance director duties, right?
No.
Okay, so what about your job at the council made the finance director or the CEO, whichever it is, think that you were good for that position?
Maybe they can be at the rightful position to tell.
Pardon?
I mean, maybe they can be at the rightful position to tell, but all I know was that I was very much qualified.
All you know is
Yes.
that you what?
I was very much qualified.
So I understand that, right? You were well qualified when you applied the first time.
Sure.
So you could have applied to any other place, I'm assuming, for a position in finance because you had a finance
Yes.
degree, right?
Of course.
Okay. Now, because of your career plans, you went and took an extremely lower position
No,
because of your career plans
yes.
and your whatever plans, right? So if what you're saying is true and that is the case, why would you apply for that position again?
No.
If you actually wanted to go to a higher position, you could have applied somewhere else. So
I
why did you
understand.
go back to that particular position
Yes.
at that particular council?
That's what I'm saying. The proposal was they were building a system, which I was also part of initially, so I understand what it takes.
Okay, so what's that system?
Huh?
What's that system that they were building that you were part
They
of?
were trying to build a strong finance team at the council there.
Okay,
Yes.
so how were they building it?
By trainings and then other
Okay,
practical
what
jobs.
trainings did you participate in?
Who, me?
Yes.
I participated in a lot of trainings, I believe.
I'm asking about the trainings at the council that you said that they were conducting.
Mostly everything, I believe.
Pardon?
I mean, mostly everything finance related.
So they did trainings on everything finance related?
Yes.
Okay, can you give us 2 examples?
Cash book keepings.
Pardon?
I mean, keeping cash books, records,
Okay.
and so on, yeah.
Keeping cash books?
Records,
What kind of records?
about financial records,
Okay.
preparation of statements, and then others. A lot of
Preparation
stuff.
of financial statements?
Mhm.
Okay. Who was conducting this training?
It's internal.
Who internally was conducting the training?
And mostly Alaji Mane, he do put his people through, yeah.
How many finance staff or how many staff of the council were involved in these trainings?
I think it's the entire unit, probably.
You think?
Yes.
So when you attended, was it the entire unit that was at the training?
No, for my training was not like a group also. No.
So your training was personal?
No, it's like we discuss, we share ideas. Okay, this is it. This is what the policy said. So how do you think about it? We discuss and then move on.
Mr.
Yes.
Jassey, you've worked at several institutions, right?
Of course.
Is that how they conduct trainings at your
No,
institutions?
no.
Okay, so what you're saying does not sound like a training. It
Yeah.
sounds like a discussion about each other's
Yeah,
roles.
that's between me and then the director.
So how do you know that the other staff at the council underwent these trainings?
Yes, they can testify on that.
How do you know? You're the one who said that they
Yes.
did. So you tell us how you know that they did.
No, I've been seeing their activities.
Okay, you've been
Yes.
seeing their activities, the
Yes.
training activities
Hmm.
that were conducted by whom?
Yes, and how they even
That were
operate everything
conducted by
changes.
whom?
And by the director himself, Rajimane.
So did he conduct these trainings with the staff individually or was it a group training?
No, it depends. Probably, if you are keeping cash book, you have an error, he will come and ask you, okay, let's do it this way and this way and this way.
Mr. Jassey, so when we're talking about trainings, I'm sure you know that we're talking about structured trainings.
No, these are not structured trainings.
So what you had with Mr. Mane was not actually trainings.
No, that one is just about sharing of
Okay.
ideas and information.
So was it the same thing that he had with the other staff?
Probably, yes.
No, you're giving evidence as if you were there. You said that you were there. So it's not probably. You have to tell us
Yes, they are there.
authoritatively
Of course.
what happened.
Yes.
So that's what happened? Is the same manner in which you had conversations with the
Yes.
director of finance that he had with the staff?
No. No, for the staff, he will even draw templates.
Pardon?
I mean, he will even draw templates
Okay.
that they will be using for their operations.
So what
And
kind of
train them
templates?
how to use those templates.
So what kind of templates?
These finance-related documents, revenue books, and other stuffs.
So what staff were in his unit that went through these trainings?
Lamin Balde was there, Idrissa.
Is that Idrissa Mane?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So was it only the higher staff in the
Yes.
finance unit?
Yes.
Revenue collectors were not trained?
I'm not aware of them being trained by him personally. No.
Okay. Do you know whether there was training on the financial and accounting manual?
I'm not aware of that.
Were you trained on that?
Who me? No, I have the copies, so I do read them.
Pardon?
I mean, I have the copies.
No, so I'm asking you, were you trained?
And I was not trained at any personal level.
Okay. So would you say that he was grooming you for that position?
Who?
Alaji Mane.
No, he was never grooming me.
He was not grooming you for that position?
No.
So what was the benefit to the council of you learning how to keep the cash books, the financial records, and prepare financial statements?
That's not for me. That is for the staffs, the finance staffs.
You said those were for you.
No,
Mr. Jassey.
I mean like for the finance staffs. Yes, within his unit.
So what were the ones that you were trained
No,
in?
for me, it's mostly discussions that we do. We see ideas and then move on.
You shared ideas?
Yes.
Okay, and that's how he came to know that you could be a great director of finance?
Yes, I believe.
All right. So you said you have the financial and accounting manual, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're familiar with it?
Yes.
You're familiar with the Local Government Act?
Of course.
Great. You're familiar with the Local Government Finance and Audit Act?
Of course.
Wonderful. Now, you said you started working for the council as Director of Finance in July 2022.
Yes.
And you said that you were hired by the Local Government Service Commission.
Yes.
Okay, I think you've noted it down to provide that letter, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, how much was spent on monthly salaries at Janjanbureh Area Council?
It was within 600,000-700,000.
600,000 to 700,000.
Yeah.
Okay. And this included the allowances of the
Yes,
councillors,
exactly.
fuel,
Pensioners
and all
so.
the over-the-counter payments, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And about what percentage of the staff received their payments over the counter?
It will be less than 30.
Less than 30%?
Yes.
You've said that the reason for this, okay, you said, I'm aware that there are staff paid on pay table. The payment is normally done by accounting assistant where the recipient will sign and be paid his or her salary.
Yes.
The reason for this is because some of the staff don't have bank accounts or proper documents to open a bank account.
Sure.
Is that what they told you?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are these documents that they need to open a bank account?
About ID cards and TIN numbers.
Okay, so do you not pay tax as a council for these staff?
We do.
So they would have TIN numbers, right?
Tax as in?
Do you know what tax is? So you're Director of Finance.
Yes.
What taxes do you pay for your staff?
We only pay for GRA.
Okay,
Yes.
and what type of tax do you pay at GRA?
Pay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so all staff are meant to pay, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and all staff are meant to have TIN numbers.
Of course.
Okay, so the TIN card that you're talking about, or the TIN number that these staff don't
TIN number
have.
and ID, please.
So ID. Are you saying that the staff that work at the council don't have identification?
Yeah, some of them don't have.
How did you hire them?
No, I did not hire them. I found them in the system.
Okay, and when you found them in the system and you realized that they don't have identification cards,
Yeah.
this is even as an internal auditor, because if you check their, I think you in your report you must have said something about some of them don't have documents, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so when you found out that they didn't have documents, you prepared a report and that was it?
Yeah, we prepared the report and submitted
In October 2021?
somewhere around that end, yeah.
Yeah? Okay, and what happened about that particular point?
Yeah, we submitted the report, and then after that, I think it was within about a few weeks, I left.
So you don't know what happened about the documentation?
No.
Were you there when the National Audit Office came to do their audits?
No.
Okay. But are you aware that it's a legal requirement that every person that attains the age of 18 obtains an identification card?
Sure.
Okay, and you know it's illegal if you don't?
Of course.
Okay, so did you point this out to the council in your report?
Yeah, it was written there.
About the illegality?
No, not about the illegalities, but the people without proper documents.
Okay, so since you know that it's illegal, why did you not point that part out?
No, I was reporting on generally.
You were reporting generally?
Yeah.
So what stopped you from reporting on that part specifically?
I think those were limitations, but...
Those were what?
Limitations, but
on whose part?
On my side, I believe.
Okay. So you have about 30% of your staff that are employed that either don't have TIN numbers or don't have ID cards.
No, some of them do have.
Okay,
but
so
the amount you are paying them, sending it to the bank, they're always complaining that, okay, like for example, you are paying someone 500, but you send that to the bank, the person may find it very difficult to travel from Makati or from Bansang to Basse to go and cash that one out. Those were some of the reasons why we are paying them on cash payable.
now,
Mr. Jassey, please forward the mic
Okay.
so that you can speak through the mic.
Yeah.
thanks. So are there staff that you pay $500 a month?
Yeah, pensioners mostly.
Pensioners?
Yeah.
I'm just looking through the document that you have provided. Okay. Yes, you have a few pensioners that earn $220,
Yes.
340, 600, and 150. So what about the people that actually earn over $2,000?
For them, I think it's their decision anyway.
It's their decision.
Yeah, to make.
Are you their employer or are they your employer?
We are the employers.
Okay, so why is it that you need to make payments via check under the manual? Why do you make payments via check? Why are you supposed to make payments via check?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Most of those people.
I'm asking you now the requirement. So the finance manual says that you should make payments via check.
Check,
right?
of course.
So why do you think that is?
It's for transparency purposes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you have staff that are earning $7,942 and they're being paid over the table.
Yes.
Okay. You're telling me that it is their choice. I can understand for the staff that earn 1,000 and less. Why is your budget officer earning money over the counter at $7,942? And the council is not insisting that he has an account.
No, we insist, of course.
So why is he being paid over the table?
Probably he could not open the account at the right time, but we insisted. We always encourage that.
So what about the cleaners, the laborers, the revenue collectors? What is the excuse for those ones?
That's not like excuse. I think we have told them that they should go to the bank, and then we have been emphasizing on it frequently, in fact.
So what do you think would happen if you decided not to pay them until they opened an account?
I would think that is not right, anyway.
You think what's not right?
It's not right but for someone to work for a whole month without receiving his salaries.
Okay, so if the requirement for working for the council is that you have to be at work at 8 a.m. and close at 4 p.m., and every time that you don't do that, your money is withheld, do you think that they would come to work on time?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think they'd come to work on time?
No, they'll come to work on time, of course.
Okay, so if you told them that we will not pay you your salary until you open an account, do you think they would open an account?
Yeah, of course they will.
Okay, so would you say that the council did not do everything that it could do to make sure that accounts were opened?
Yeah, I think we did our best.
You did your best
yeah,
as a council? Okay.
so.
So you have people receiving payments, and they are thumbprinting.
Yes.
Now, unless you have a thumbprint expert, nobody can verify that these people actually receive these payments.
Yes, that's true.
So do you not think that you could have done better as a council?
Yes, but what we make sure is that all these people are physically present.
They have a what?
All these people who thumbprint, they do come physically to thumbprint their monies.
Everybody who's receiving over the table has to come physically.
Yes.
Okay, so do you request their identification cards when they come?
No.
So you just look at them and you know that this is the person?
Yeah, we know each other.
You know all the staff of the council, all the pensioners, all the chiefs?
Not like all of them, but probably when I see, I'll recognize that this guy is a member of our council.
So you left the council, right?
Yes.
Now I'm assuming perhaps somebody new came. Do you know whether anybody else came as internal auditor?
No.
Okay. Now, generally, staff leave the council, new ones come.
Mm-hmm.
So how is that new staff going to know this person is who this is?
Yeah, those are some of the risks that will be in there if that should happen.
Pardon?
I mean, those are some of the risks that may be involved in this activity.
Now, you said that in 2022, there was a loan that the council obtained from GT Bank of $1 million.
Yes.
To facilitate payment of staff salaries.
Yes.
You said that there's a general council resolution that
Yes, there is a resolution.
approved that.
Yes.
Do you have a copy of that resolution?
I have to check into my email because I think I was corresponding with the bank through my email.
Okay, can you
Sure.
provide us with a copy?
Of course.
Now, Mr. Jassey, you attached the staff salaries for October 2023.
Okay.
And it's the staff salary for October 23 cash payment schedule.
Okay.
When you were preparing this document,
October 2023.
yes,
I was not there by that time.
you were not there?
Yeah, I'm currently at Basse.
You are already at Basse.
I'm currently at Basse, yes.
You had already moved
Yeah.
to Basse.
Mm.
You were not there.
No, in October.
So now, during your time, we are having challenge in having to reconcile when and what time you were actually there, but
Okay.
we will figure it out because you said you were having difficulty in
Recalling dates.
reconciling your dates.
Yes.
Now, you said you are very conversant with the financial manual.
Yes.
Did you avert your mind to what you should do when you are paying staff that are receiving cash over the counter?
No.
But you just told the commission that you were conversant with what?
Yes, I was conversant with the act, of course. But these are some lapses that we do encounter in our operations.
Did you note that section 503, which talks about procedure for payment and expenditure,
Yes.
which under subsection 2, which is for the payment of salaries and wages, that subsection 2J, can you please read what it says? Then let me ask you the question.
Okay.
Can you read
Cash
J?
scheduled.
J,
Yes.
paragraph J,
Yes.
yes,
Cash scheduled
yes.
shall be prepared for employees who receive their salaries in cash. The schedule should contain columns for employees' signature.
Did you do that?
Yes.
You did that.
Yes, there's column for it.
But was it the schedule, was it a joint schedule or a single schedule? Because this one is referring to a separate single schedule for those receiving money, cash over the counter,
Yes.
when it comes to salary.
Single schedule as in per individual.
No, that the schedule is
it-
just for people receiving
Yes,
cash?
it's just for people receiving cash, 100%.
So you provided for that?
Yes, the signature column.
Yes. Now, for how long did you serve as Director of Finance? at
It's 1 year.
Janjanbureh? Just 1 year?
Yes, in
Please
Janjanbureh.
provide us with copies of the schedules.
Yeah, I think but they were all submitted. I submitted it personally
Where?
to the commission.
To the commission?
Yes.
We will verify with but please note it, we will verify with
Okay.
the registrar.
Okay.
Because all those documents that we receive are noted.
They're there.
And we have a record of what we have received.
Okay.
Thank you. Let me have the.
Thank you.
Yes, Council, you may proceed.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Jassey, how many months' salary was the council expecting to pay for during that period,
Which period?
which you took the loan?
It's 1 month.
1 month. So,
Yes.
if your salaries were about $700,000 a month,
Mhm.
what was the excess going to be for?
But the excess was going to be for operations.
For what?
For operations, because we were in our lean period that time. We were not having enough inflow to maintain our services, in fact.
When in the year was this loan taken?
Unless I check.
Okay, so when you got the resolution, General Council resolution,
Mm-hmm.
who contacted the bank about the loan?
But I was assigned to facilitate it.
Okay, and how did you facilitate it?
We wrote to the bank.
You have a letter?
Yes, I think all of those letters are in my email. I was communicating with the bank with the
Okay,
email.
so just note it down, provide us with all the correspondence
Okay.
and documentation in respect of that loan.
Okay.
So who wrote the letter? Was it the CEO or was it you?
Which letter to be
The
specific?
letter to the bank.
It was the CEO.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. So what happened when the letter was written?
He wrote the letter and then gave it to me for me to be in contact with the bank to make sure that the facility has been issued.
So did the letter state how much was being requested as loan?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Now, did you hand deliver this
Yeah.
to the bank?
Mm-hmm.
Which bank?
GT Bank.
Which branch?
GT Bank, Basse.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And who did you give it to?
Mr. Jame.
Who's Mr. Jame?
It was the bank manager there, I believe.
Okay. Okay, so tell us what happened after you delivered the letter.
Yeah, I delivered the letter, and then they respond with their offer, which we accept and signed and send it back.
Okay, what were the terms of the loan?
Hope. Unless I look into the offer. Yeah, it was within 6 month period that we are supposed to pay the loan. I can recall that perfectly.
What was the interest rate?
It was less than 19%.
19%?
Less than that, yeah, somewhere around that.
Was there any collateral provided?
Yes, there was.
What was that?
Unless I check, everything is stated on the letter.
So
Unless I check.
these correspondence are in your email,
Yeah,
right?
they are there,
And the
sure,
documents as
sure,
well. So
sure.
during the break, we'll ask that you liaise with the registrar. He'll help you print those out
No
so
problem.
that we can
No
deal with
problem.
those issues. Thank you. And so what happened with the loan? Did the council pay it back?
Yeah, we paid it within 3 months.
Okay. And how was it dispersed?
But the agreement we have with the bank was a duration of 6 months.
So can I just ask, when the money was dispersed, was it dispersed into the council's GT Bank account?
Yes, of course.
So it would show on the statement?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, please proceed. You were saying something.
Yeah. What was the question again?
So, can you take us through? Wait, actually, before that, who signed the agreement for the loan?
It's the CEO, myself, and then the vice chair.
Who's the vice chair?
It was Haruna, who was acting as the chairman.
Haruna Barry?
Yeah.
And who was the CEO that time? It was
Passet
Passet.
Cisse, yeah.
Did you say you were only director of finance for a year?
Hmm?
Did you say you were only director of finance for a year?
Yeah, at Basse, Janjanbureh, so.
And then what happened? You were moved?
I was moved to Basse in July
July of what year?
last year.
2023?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you tell us about how payment vouchers were raised when you were director of finance?
Before the due process,
What is the due process?
if a request is made,
You what?
if a request is made
Okay.
and then it is procurement related,
Okay.
I will send it to the procurement office for him to do documentations and then take it to the CEO of approvals. From there on to the accounts, and then the final disbursement is done.
If a request is made for procurement, you send it to procurement.
Yes, of course.
And they raise the requisition form,
Yes,
and then that form comes to you.
to the CEO of approvals.
What is the CEO approving? Do you not need to confirm that you have that money in your budget
Yes,
before it can be approved?
Yeah, how to call it? If a request is made,
Uh-huh.
and then we have to confirm it first. But mostly they are all in line.
Mostly what?
Mostly they are all in line.
They're all in line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so from there on, the procurement will do the documentations, send it to the CEO of approvals. If the CEO approves, it will then go back to the accounts, and then they do their final documentations
So at what point do you sign the requisition form?
at the final stage.
Which is when?
When the documentation is done.
When the?
When the documentation is done,
So which documentation?
the vouchers,
Okay, so
the procurement, and then the accounts payment voucher.
procurement prepares the requisition form.
Yes. And send it to CEO and myself approvals.
Uh-huh.
From there on to accounts.
So you approve it without signing it?
No, I sign first on the requisition form. You know, these are two different forms.
You have an internal form for the council?
Yes.
Okay,
Which
so
the
that
accounts
is
use.
where it starts?
No. It starts with the requisition if it is procurement related.
Okay.
Yes. So we have to sign on that to confirm that yes, we are going to purchase this or not.
Okay.
From there on, we send it back to finance accounts for them to do the preparation of the checks.
For
And
them
then
to do the what?
the preparation of the checks.
Preparation of the check.
Checks for payment, yeah. If it
Okay.
is by check related, yeah.
So what about regular expenditure?
Yeah, regular expenditure, mostly how we operate was we withdraw cash and keep it in the office there.
Do you have a safe in the office?
Yes, we have safes.
Okay.
Yeah.
In whose office is the safe?
But I have a safe in my office.
Okay.
The
Who else
accounts-
has a safe?
The two accountants, they both have safes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So continue. Sorry.
Yeah, from there on, you go there. If all the documentations are done, you go to the accounts, and then the payment is being effected.
So,
So at the end of the period, like if we issue 20,000, if you exhaust that 20,000, you have to come reconcile before we issue another 20.
so is that not petty cash?
No, you cannot call it petty cash
What can you call
because
it?
there were limitations for petty cash.
There were what?
I mean, there are limitations for petty cash, and if an amount exceeds more than 5,000, you cannot call that petty cash payment.
So what do you call this?
Yeah,
that
we
you
use as
do?
operational capital, of course.
As for what?
Operational capital.
Is that provided for in the manual?
No, it's not in the manual.
So
But we are just using it to ease the activity because the issue with Janjanbureh is that it's very remote.
now, I'm sure the manual was not made for ease of the staff. It didn't look to give you the easiest way to do your work. It gave you provisions for the most transparent way to do your work, right?
Yes, of course.
Right. Now, if you realize that you had constraints, did you write to your line ministry?
No, we don't write in regard to that particular case.
No. Do you write? Did you write at all in respect
No,
of
I don't.
these
I don't
issues?
write. I don't.
Did you write to the Ministry of Finance?
No, I don't.
Did you undergo IFMIS training?
Yes.
Okay. Did you undergo any other training with the Ministry of Finance?
Yes.
Okay. And you know you can't operate the council that way?
Yes.
Okay. So why were you doing it?
But it was the only easy way to operate down there. Like I said, Janjanbureh is a different place. But during those times, there were no banks at that end. You have to travel to Basse.
How far is that trip?
Pap. Basse is far from Janjanbureh.
How far is that trip?
It's almost like 1 hour drive.
1 hour drive?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you plan your expenditure?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so you know what you're going to spend in any given week?
For that one, you cannot be specific because there are emergencies that can come in.
Like what?
Emergencies like you can have a breakdown of the service tractors.
You have a breakdown of what?
Service tractors.
Would that not fall on the payments that you can make from your petty cash kitty?
No, most of those payments are too much.
What?
Most of those payments are expensive.
Okay.
Yes.
So how many tractors do you have? Is it not one?
No, we have Bansang Brikamaba. I think one was in Janjanbureh, but it has an issue.
Okay, so you have no tractor in Janjanbureh?
The time I was living, no, we don't.
Can you speak louder, please? I can't hear.
I mean, the time I was living, we did not have any tractor in Janjanbureh. It was grounded. It has an issue.
Okay.
Yes.
So when the one in, did you say Brikamaba and Bansa?
Yes.
So when those break down, how do you pay for the repairs?
Yeah, mostly we will assign the procurement for him to hire the service of a mechanic.
For her to source a mechanic?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, from there on, the mechanic will do his assessment, send his invoice. We take it up from there.
Okay, so is the mechanic, does the mechanic have a mechanic workshop?
Yeah, he's a good guy. I think
pardon?
I think he's the one doing mechanic works for all the tractors in Sierra, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah,
so where is his workshop located?
I don't know him actually.
Okay.
I don't know him.
So he provides an invoice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So he would likely have a bank account.
Of course he do.
So why is it that you don't pay checks?
No, we do pay him. For him, we do pay him checks.
Okay, so
if the amount is too much, we pay him checks.
What is too much?
If it is more than 20.
So why do you not pay him checks for less than 20,000?
Mostly they always complain about the transportation cost, the traveling cost from Janjanbureh to Basse. It's even difficult to have vendors who will accept check from you. That's the reality.
He what? So he will take the check for 20,000, but he will not take the check for less.
Yes.
I see. And he's the only tractor repairer,
Yeah,
mechanic workshop in that area?
Yeah, he was the one that I know actually.
Do you know whether there are any others in the area?
No, I don't make that inquiries.
Did you check?
No, I don't.
Did you ask your staff to check?
Yes.
Okay, which
and it's
staff
the
did you
same
ask?
person. I think his name is Philly, yeah.
Sorry, who did you ask to check, you said?
All those people live within those surroundings, so they know who is who.
That's not what I'm asking you.
Yes.
I asked you, did you ask your staff to check?
Yeah, the procurement officer, of course.
Okay, so she's the, who, is it a she? Who's your procurement officer? What's the name?
Maria
Kande,
yeah.
right?
So.
Okay, so you asked her to check for mechanics around?
Of course.
Okay, do you have this in any document?
No.
You told her verbally?
Yeah, it was verbally.
And what did she tell you?
No, it's only Philly, I think, who is available at that site.
You think?
Yes.
Is that what she told you?
I believe it's only Philly who do tractor jobs at that end.
You know that?
Yes.
Because you've been around that whole area and you've only seen one mechanic workshop.
Yes, he was the one doing all the tractor activities.
He's the only mechanic workshop within that whole area?
Tractor mechanic.
He's the only tractor mechanic within that whole area?
Sure.
Okay. Now, what about other payments to your general everyday payments? How much money do you keep at the office at any given time to make payments?
Mostly we issue 20,000 to the accountant.
You issue 20,000.
Yes,
to the
if you
account.
exhaust that, we issue another 20.
How often do you do that?
No, it depends on them, but the activities.
Yes. How
Yes.
often do you issue a check for 20,000 to the accountant? This is something that you can tell.
No, I cannot tell how because
Do you
it's
issue
all
a check
related
every
to.
week?
It depends. Sometimes I can go a whole week we don't issue any check.
Okay, so sometimes a whole
Yes.
week, no.
But sometimes within a week you can issue like 2 or 4 checks.
You can issue 4 checks.
Yes, it's possible.
Okay. So, and why would you need to issue 4 checks in a week?
That depends on the transactions that are coming in.
So
Or
that's
the
what I'm saying,
payments
right?
we normally do.
You have given an example of emergencies that
Yes,
you have.
of course.
Now we're talking about a regular week with no emergencies, regular transactions. Why would you need to issue 4 checks? You would know at least you have some planned expenditure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have invoices that have come in
Yes.
from the previous week that
Yes.
you need to pay.
Yes.
Okay, so why would you need to issue 4 checks in 1 week?
These are not frequent. Issuing like 4 checks. It depends. We don't dictate these transactions. They do come in. So when it comes, you have to deal with them accordingly.
So these vendors that, or whichever people it is that need to be paid, what do they sign to receive payment?
They sign on the voucher.
On the payment vouchers?
Yeah, they do. When the accountant is doing the payments.
When that?
When the accountant is doing the payments, they sign on the voucher.
Okay, so it's the accountant that prepares the payment vouchers?
Yeah.
Okay, and when the payment voucher is prepared,
And
what
but
happens?
they will bring it back for signature.
To you?
Yes, and then the CEO.
Okay, so you sign before the CEO.
Yeah.
Now, what are the documents that are attached to the payment voucher?
Mostly the invoice, receipt, request sometimes.
The invoice,
Receipt.
the receipt, the request. You
Yeah.
wouldn't get a receipt without having paid,
Invoice. Without having?
right? Having paid.
Yes.
So, are you saying that the payment vouchers are only used when you haven't paid yet?
I don't understand.
Okay, so you said receipts, and I said you can't issue.
Yes,
you
you
can't
said-
have receipts unless you've paid, right?
Okay, yeah.
So the receipt wouldn't be part of the supporting documents
So, if before payment, yes.
before payment.
Yes,
So you ordinarily would not have a receipt attached to your payment voucher.
of course.
Okay, so what happens after payment has been made?
After payment have been made, they'll attach the receipt of that particular transaction.
You attach the receipt to the payment
Yeah,
voucher.
to the voucher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to ask you about a particular payment that was made in respect of, is it NACOMF or NICOMF?
Neck off.
NACOMF?
Yes.
Wonderful. Now, usually, how does that work? It's the donation or the contribution that the council is going to make. It's usually in the budget, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the budget would say how much it is that you're contributing that year.
It was 400,000.
It was 400,000. Is it
Yes.
400,000 every year?
Yeah, but that's for the youth's budget.
Is it 400,000 every year?
That's what we put there at that particular time. I don't know.
How do you know which particular time I'm asking about?
Yeah, my period, of course.
Your what?
The time I was there, of course, I believe.
Okay, so the time you were there as Director of Finance, there was only one payment that was made to NICO?
Neck off, yes. It was only one payment.
Okay. So, but you prepared the budget for 2023, right?
2020, yes, I do.
So how much was in the budget for NICO?
I think it's the same 400.
It's 400,000?
Yes, I believe.
Okay. Let me show you. This is exhibit LGC stroke, this is MK stroke JAC 008. Now that's a payment voucher that you signed.
Yeah.
Are you able to tell who raised the payment voucher?
Yes, it was raised by Lamin Balde.
How do you know that?
I know he was the one responsible.
Okay.
Yes.
So is there any reason why your payment vouchers don't have the name of the person who raised them?
Yeah, I think that's an oversight on the voucher, but it's supposed to be there, of course.
Okay, and the voucher is supposed to have a voucher number, right?
Yes.
It doesn't have one.
But probably this time it was not entered in the IFMIS system because we are using IFMIS system.
You're
So,
using IFMIS system
yes.
since 2021.
Yes, the system is supposed to provide automatic numbers, which they normally entered on the voucher sheet.
The payment voucher numbers that have been on the payment vouchers that have numbers were handwritten.
Yes, they are mostly handwritten.
Yes, so
Yes.
what are you explaining?
Yeah, even this one, it's supposed to be handwritten if it is entered in the system.
Okay, so are you saying that the voucher was not entered in the system?
Yes, this one was not entered at this time.
Why would a voucher not be entered in the system?
Probably it was not raised through the system, or there may be a network breakdown also at that particular moment.
But if there was a network breakdown, it would
Yes.
subsequently be entered in the system. When
Yes,
the network
of course,
is
it's
back.
supposed to be.
And if it was, then there would be a payment voucher number generated.
Yes,
after.
automatically.
But there's no payment voucher number
Yes,
for that.
which
So it
means-
was not in the system.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that payment voucher is dated 7 December 2023,
Okay.
is it?
Yes.
Okay. And it's in respect of payments made in December of 2022.
Okay, this December here, you mean? That's an oversight, I believe.
Pardon?
I mean, that's an oversight.
Which one is an oversight?
The 2022.
The 2022 is an oversight.
Yes, I believe, yeah.
Okay, so look at the supporting documents.
It's the 2023 is an oversight by the CEO, probably.
Oh, is the 2023
Yes,
that's an oversight?
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
He wrote 2023 by hand.
Yes.
Okay,
It
and
was signature on the day.
you signed off.
Hmm?
You signed off on that voucher.
Yes.
Okay, so if
I signed on this voucher first before him.
you signed on the voucher before him,
Yes.
and you're saying that it is the CEO, that's Bassett Cisse,
Yeah, Pachet is a shop.
that wrote the date on.
Yeah,
that
that's
voucher.
yeah. That's his handwriting.
Okay, so you have a payment voucher that's not entered in the system
Yes.
for $400,000
Mhm.
that you sign off on.
Mm.
Right? Now,
Yes.
the supporting documents for that payment voucher are a year before.
Yes. This is 2023.
Did you sign that check?
This check, of course, yes.
Okay, and you issued the check to Lamin Balde?
Yes.
Why is that?
What happened here was we were expecting a payment,
Okay.
and then at that particular time, we don't have any money with us. We don't have enough money to do this particular 400,000 payment to these people. So the time the money hits, the NECOF account is in a cross bank, a different bank.
The what?
The NECOF account
Okay.
is in a cross bank. How to call it? The NECOF account was in a different bank. So if we want to do a bank transfer, the NECOF will pass. They won't have this money because it will take like 2 or 3 days for it to hit in their account. And the NECOF is supposed to be the following day. So the only option we have for them to have access to this is to assign Lamin Balde, the cashier, how to call the accountant, to go and then cash the money and deposit it into these people's NECOF account. For
Which
them to have
people's
access to
NECOF
it.
account?
Huh?
Whose NECOF account?
But to the regional youths.
So it's in the regional youth account that it was deposited?
Yes, yes.
Now, you're saying that NECOF was the day after.
Yes, it's supposed to be, I believe.
Okay, so
It was very tight. It was within a very tight duration.
it was within a very tight what?
Timing.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very, very close, I believe. Very, very close.
Okay, how often is this event held?
Look, I don't know whether it is. It's not annually anyway. I don't know whether it's every 3 or 4 years, something like that.
Every
But
3 or 4 years?
I cannot be specific on that, please.
Now, usually, NICOF would write to request their donation, right?
Yes.
And there's no letter attached from
Yeah,
NICOF,
the letter was there. I personally saw the letter.
but it's not attached to your supporting documents
Yeah,
for your
probably.
vouchers.
Yes, probably it's not been attached, but they wrote. They wrote, of course.
So why would it not be attached?
It should be attached. That's what I'm saying. Probably.
No, I know it should, but I'm asking
Yeah.
why it's not attached. And
Probably-
how do you usually make the donations? Do you not send it or pay it into NICO's account?
Yeah, that's what we should do because the amount is significant.
Okay, but you
Yes.
didn't do that in this case.
Due to the scenario I'm explaining to you right now. Yeah, that was the reason we did this particular transaction this way. And then the check presentation was done. There were photos taken. Everything is there.
There was a check presentation.
Yes.
To whom?
To the NECOF committee.
For a check that you never wrote to them?
No, the check was written to them, like council donating this particular amount to NECOF. That presentation was done. It was a form of ceremony in the council there.
But the council never actually paid any money to NICOF, right?
Yes, we paid. We deposit the money in their account.
Now look at the deposit slip that's attached to that document.
Okay.
It's a Standard Chartered Bank deposit slip.
Yes.
Was it paid to NICOF?
Yes.
Where? Does it say that?
No, this one was paid to the sports shop.
Okay, so it wasn't paid to NICOF?
Yes, it was paid to the sports shop. Now I'm getting it right. Yes.
So you've been giving quite a few conflicting, I don't even know what the word is, but you've been saying one thing and not...
No, the issue was the 400,000 was for the NECOF.
Okay.
And then the purpose was for us to acquire, shirts for them, for their activity. Because they were complaining that it have been ages since that particular site of CRR even put on a vest going for NECOF or participating. So the council decided to go in for vest for them, which they procure, and then we move on with it. We did the deposit directly to the vendor's account.
So your position is that all of these things happened in December of 2022?
Yes.
Okay, so you can provide us with the pictures?
Yeah, the pictures, I think I have one here, in fact. Let me check.
And any other evidence to confirm that this happened in 2022 and not 2023 as your payment voucher suggests?
Yes.
Can you note it down? Because we'll ask you for those when you come back. Registrar, can I please have the document? Payment voucher. Thank you.
Now, Mr. Jassey,
Yes.
As of 2021, you were at the audit department, right?
Yes.
Now, during that period, did you do any withdrawals in the GT account of the council's account?
Yeah, it could be salaries, if I can recall.
What?
Salaries.
Salaries?
Yes.
In 2021?
2021.
Yes. Because you were at the audit department.
Yes.
And you do not have any business in dealing with withdrawing money from the account.
Bank,
Is
yes.
that not correct?
It's very correct.
So why were you withdrawing money from the GT account?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That particular amount could be salaries because I was not having GT bank account at that moment.
You said?
I said I was not having a GT bank account at that moment for them to send that amount there to my salary account. So before opening it, they decided to draw a check for me to cash out.
So, on the 5th of September, 2021,
Yes.
you withdrew the sum of 7,574. Was that your salary?
7,574. Possible.
Yes. Was that your salary in 2021 September?
Yes, I think.
Huh?
I think it's within that range, yeah.
But what were you in 2021? Were you not?
Auditor.
Yes, what was your salary scale?
I think I was appointed at grade 3, somewhere on that end.
Speak, please. Speak.
Yes, I said I was appointed at grade 3.1 or point something, I don't know.
You recall that you told this commission that the grade level between 1 to 5, is
yes.
about $5,000.
Yes, it's within that range.
So it will be incorrect to say that this 7,574 is salary.
It's salary, yes.
I said it will be incorrect to say that this amount is salary.
There were allowances attached.
But this transaction did not say that it was salary.
Yes, because it was a check drawn directly in my name, so it will be difficult for it to
So
reflect our salaries.
if you were receiving salary, were you paid your gross salary in the check that is handed over to
No,
you?
net.
Huh?
It was the net salary.
It was the net salary?
Yes.
So now let us go back to the statement. Can you please stop checking your phone and listen to the question?
Sure.
You said as at this 2021, you were at the internal audit,
Yes.
receiving a salary of plus or minus $5,000.
Plus 5,000.
Because your grade level was 3.1, right?
Yes, yes.
So, let us put it this way. We have just noted on the records that grades 1 to 4, grades 1 to 3 is
Yes.
less than $4,000 a salary.
Yes.
So now, if grade 1 to 3 is less than $4,000 and you were at grade 3, so you wouldn't have been receiving gross salary of even up to $5,000. Is that correct?
No, it depends. There were allowances attached.
Yes, what were the allowances?
Yeah. I was put qualification allowance, residential, transport, and
Yes,
so on.
just state the allowances and how much, so we can do the maths.
Yeah,
right
the
now.
particular price, the particular amount that I cannot tell for now,
No.
unless I see it.
Mr. Jassey, you
Yes.
cannot say that because you were receiving the set salary.
Yes.
And you cannot tell us between 2021 and now 2024, you cannot recall how much you were paid
Of course I cannot.
as salary
Trust me.
and how much you were paid as allowance.
No, I cannot tell.
You cannot tell.
Unless,
as a finance person,
yes, unless I checked on the, how to call it, payslip.
on the pay slip.
Yes, if it
Okay,
is there, I will
please
check.
note it down. You will bring the pay slip. When you come back, we will go through this again.
Okay, we'll see.
So let's check another amount of money that you withdrew. Just a minute. On the sorry, we'll get back to that. I noted it, but I cannot see it right away. But let me just ask this question: Who is this Adams? I see that he has been paid consistently the sums of 100,000 at different periods. Okay, it's Adams Electrical and Solar and solar. Do you know this company?
Yes, I have an encounter with him once.
Yes. These Adams have been paid, for instance, on the 3rd of August 2021, 100,000. Do you recall what this was for?
Adam was a contractor.
No, I gave you a date.
Yes.
And a sum total.
No, I cannot recall.
You cannot recall?
No, I cannot recall that actually.
Please note it and find out what it was for. And on the same date, he
Yes.
was paid again 100,000.
The same Adam?
Twice, the same person. Adams Electrical and Solar.
These payments wouldn't be my time, actually.
Sorry?
I mean, they wouldn't be my time because you are talking about the year 2021. But I can still
You
not
were
find
not at the audit department in 2021?
2021. I don't know whether the specific period you are mentioning I was there or not.
August 2021?
Yes, unless I confirmed that one.
Huh?
But I said unless I confirmed that one, but I will still look into it and see whether I will find the vouchers for that.
Yes.
Yes.
And on the same 9th of August 2021, he was paid 3 times 100,000 in each withdrawal.
Okay.
Please note that.
Which
And,
date?
yes,
Which date?
9th of August 2021.
9th of August.
By then you were the auditor. We want to find out whether these transactions passed through your office.
Okay, 9th of August 2021, and then?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm being told that it's 1 o'clock and we have to stop from GRTS. Yeah. So we may rise and come back after the break.